tomorrow. You want to start with injury updates? Gabby Hughes?
Yep, she'll be at practice today. And,
back at practice today.
Back at practice.
Will she be able to play against Harvard?
Certainly hope so. We take it day by day, and hopefully feels good after practice. Okay. Yeah.
How do you feel the team performed out there without her? We talked a little bit of it. Ashton, kind of a natural to fit into the top line center role. I thought it was, impressive to see the team really kind of rally without her in there for 5 out of 6 periods against St. Cloud.
Yeah, I thought we played really, really well that whole weekend. I loved our start on Friday night. I thought Gabby's line was really flying. Mannon's line was flying. And unfortunately, we, lost Gabby after that period. And I thought slowed down a little bit after that, just making adjustments. But knowing what we were going with on Saturday, I think settled the troops. And I loved the way we played. I thought we made some really, really good decisions with the puck, good patience, having our eyes up, players going hard to the net for finishes, and getting the D involved. We've talked about that all year. They've continued to produce for us, whether it's on the power play or 5-on-5. So really good, complete weekend for us down there.
We started the year talking about the offense Ashton was creating.
Yep.
But as of late, it's been Nina and Maggie. How is that?
It's awesome. And they're all so capable. We've seen Maggie over the years score some huge goals for us, and now she seems to be doing it on a regular basis. Nina on the power play has had one at least at Minnesota, and then the OT winner against Wisco. Baskin scored a big goal for us on the power play. So that's what we need this year. That's what we talked about right from the get-go. We feel like we have a good offensive group of D, and I'm really happy with the way we've progressed.
You shouldn't be surprised, Mark. That's a heck of a shot that Maggie has. Is that a player that needs to use that shot a little more? Or?
She likes to let it fly, and I'm always happy to see her shoot the puck. She has great instincts for the game. Knows how to sneak into areas. She's playing that backside of the power play. She's really good there. She can see passing lanes and knows when to let it rip. So she can shoot whenever she wants.
Scouting report on your former employer and Lou's alma mater,
right?
Harvard.
Yep.
Team that usually creates some fun games between the two over the years.
Yeah, it is fun to play my old boss and my old team, and for Lou with the alma mater, and we played them quite a bit. I was just reading Kelly's write-up. We played them quite a bit in recent years, 3 times last year and a couple more now. So within the the regular calendar year, quite a bit. And they're fun games. They're fast games. They like to get up and down the ice just like we do. They had a pretty good weekend last weekend. Really pushed Colgate to the brink and took the win over Cornell on Saturday. So I'm sure they're feeling good, piecing things together. While we're in game 15, 16 this weekend, I think they're in game 7 and 8. So if I think back to our team in game 7 and 8, you're still working through some of the kinks and the details, and they're only going to get better and better. So I'm excited for another good weekend.
Is that a challenge? Is it odd? I mean, you used to work there, that their season, and I'm thinking about this with the men took on Cornell, you could tell that was their first weekend, but the men were a lot, UMD's men were a lot further along. That dynamic of the Ivy starting so late, is that a challenge? Does it give you guys an advantage that you're a little farther along in the year? Or?
I think when I was at Harvard, I would say it was an advantage to start late, because the team was really excited to play game number 1, which was game 7 or something for whoever we were playing against. Say it was a non-Ivy opponent in the ECAC. So that adrenaline, that excitement, all the work that you've put in goes into that game. And sometimes you catch those other teams on an off night where maybe they're taking things for granted. So I do think it can balance out with the emotions. And then now that they're further along, I think, some of those details are pieces that can make and break games. So it's a little different once you're in it, if that makes sense.
Nice to have a school like Harvard that's willing to come out here and play you guys, welcome you guys. Like, I was going through the polls the other day, and I'm trying to do comparing the East and West teams.
Yeah.
And we're in another year here. Like, I don't think Minnesota's played non-conference.
Yet,
It hasn't played
right,
non-conference yet.
yet,
Which
yep,
makes it really hard when you're trying to compare them
right.
against someone else in the polls as a voter. Harvard, just how nice is it to have a school that's been, you know, willing to do the scheduling kind of partnership with you guys over the years?
Yeah, it's great. And consistently, right? They play us or they've played Wisconsin, and even years before that, it was Minnesota. So they're always up for playing WCHA games. And I think, you know, that it's awesome. And it should be, we go out there, they come here. You know, we've had good relationships with several teams out there, but Harvard lately has been great about it.
That's just because you and lose ties, or they just like coming out here? You kind of mentioned.
Probably our ties. I think, you know, it's fun to see them, and our families are all close, and that certainly helps. And we like going to Boston, so that always makes us want to pick up the phone and call them. So
when you were at Harvard, did you go to UMD, like, and the state, where did they come from, and where are they stepping into our sport and winning? Right away. You know, kind of the villains of the
yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I was there from 10 to 15, so UMD was well established by that point. And while I grew up in Massachusetts, and before the NCAA was created, it was teams like Providence and Brown and UNH and Harvard that were winning championships. You know, pretty much once the WCHA was established, they made a real statement early. So I knew very, very well who UMD was. And, you know, I didn't actually face them when I was on the Harvard bench. Luckily. Yeah.
Do you feel like you have a sense of momentum or urgency after having a weekend like last week where we had both games and focus on it?
Yeah, I'd say momentum and excitement. Like I said, I really like the way we played last week. I feel like we've been playing really good hockey for the last couple months. So we've liked the way we've been playing. We got the results we wanted. I think we're feeling good about our game and excited to continue to get better.
Better team, but there's always a chance for a natural letdown coming off of this.
Yeah, that was important for us. I think just not taking our foot off the gas, understanding the importance of every single game. And like I said last week, I think St. Cloud beating Minnesota on that Monday helped us, kept us sharp, and not we weren't going to let anyone slip past us.
Naomi's milestone, get to hear that it's this weekend too. I mean, how many goals to see her reach that?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, and to potentially have 3 players on our current roster hit that milestone soon is remarkable. Hasn't happened in a decade or so. So it speaks to the depth and the talent of our group. And I'm really excited for Rogues to get that 100th and to continue to build that resume and on to the next few. But I'm sure she's happy to get that monkey off her back. And as I tell everybody that hits that milestone, there's not one of those 100 that I didn't like. All big, important goals for us.
For her to do that, she's a player that she went through injury and come back from injury, but you've also shuffled her. I mean, not quite like tightly, but you shuffled her throughout the lineup, a player you kind of insert everywhere.
Yep.
Does that speak to the consistency that she showed no matter how you're using her?
Yeah, and I think versatility. I think the players that move a lot are really important players in our lineup because they're able to play with different people. They can stay consistent in what they're able to give us, whether it's production or whatever we're looking for out of them on that line. But I think if you're able to move someone around, it means they're pretty good.
What do it mean for you to hit 100, and how big of a challenge has that been for you? You had to overcome injury, coach moving around center, wing, various lines. What does it mean to hit that milestone?
It's pretty cool. You see all the names that are in that list, and just to be a part of that, I think is super special. And I'm super grateful to be able to even have the opportunities that coach puts me in. To see Gabby do it, to see Kleiner do it, it was something that I would obviously strive for. It's not something that I worry too much about because if our team's winning, that's where I'm happy. But to be able to do that is super cool. And to see Ashton just right there behind me, I think it just explains our journey that we've had together. I think it's super cool.
Like competition of who's going to hit it first.
You know, we actually were really hoping we'd have it on the same play and have to share the puck, do something funny like that. But it's cool to have your own moment as well.
Your defenseman this year, we started here talking about the offense that Ashton can and did create, but Maggie
Mhm.
and Nina stepping up. How much has that helped this team offensively this year? How much is that helping the forward group and
Mhm.
scorers like you, having people like that that can be fucking?
I think it's awesome. I think if anyone on the ice, I know we can all put the puck in, and to see it actually happening and playing as a 5-man unit in the offensive zone is something that we pride ourselves in. So to see that our work is paying off, I think is super, super helpful when it comes to the results that we're wanting as well. And I think to see Nina doing it, Maggie, we always knew she's a big goal scorer as well, but to see Nina stepping up as well, it's awesome.
Where's Maggie's shot rank on your team? Seems like when she does let it fly and take that shot,
I was
snipes it.
in practice, I would say her like shot percentage is like 75%. I swear it goes in the net. Any small area game we play, you always want her on your team.
I was talking about Harvard, of course, the last time you guys played them, it was a pretty fun one.
Mhm.
Just excitement to see them again, and then also where you feel coming off of a sweep to take that into those series.
Yeah, I think it's exciting. It's always fun to play non-conference games because it's kind of a different game when we play people that aren't in the WCHA. So I think that's a lot of fun, and just get used to different opponents. As for our St. Cloud series, I think it was super awesome to see all the creativity that we had offensively, to see the Manning and Claire goals that happened. I think were just so pretty, and to see those pretty plays happen, I think it's cool, as well as see so many people putting the puck in the net. I think it's awesome for us.
How helpful is it to have your coaching staff so familiar with the program?
It's awesome. I think it brings a lot of camaraderie to our team too. We kind of heckle Lou here and there about being an alum from there, but seeing Coach also the fun that she had at Harvard, I think it's super cool to see all the history come together with our team.
Does Lou bring up that she's a Denfeld grad or a Harvard grad?
Harvard. I think I'm going to regret saying that, but definitely Harvard. Not as much as you would think though. She loves being here at UMD.
What have you enjoyed about it? You've gotten to see Harvard. This is a team you guys regularly have gotten to play over your career, whether it's postseason, regular season series. What's always stood out to you about this program, which is, one of the top ones always in college hockey?
Yeah, I think they have a lot of scoring. I know Dawn Petrie, she's been a part of the USA teams a lot. So seeing her, I believe she's still on the team. No. Okay. But usually she brings a lot of scoring. Same with Becca Gilmore. She also graduated, but they just have a lot of depth. I think they have usually a high scoring first line that can do a lot as well. So I think it's going to be a different team obviously each year, but I think it just to play different teams and different style, I think is super exciting.
Practice last week, we had a couple tough starts against the Gophers, and you jumped on St. Cloud State right away on Friday.
Yeah, we changed a little bit in our practice of how we start practice. We changed it up a little bit to get our hearts going, our minds going right away, and I think that really helped and translated over to the games, especially. Katie Davis, always.